All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm on mute. Hello.
Good morning, Peter.
Carlos, I'm doing great.
Yes,
I had a pretty uneventful trading day yesterday. Not much happening. Not a lot of trades set up. There were trades out there. It was actually not a bad day. Just not for me. Not that exciting. But yeah, today is finally here. It feels like I don't know. It feels like a Christmas holiday or something. I'm not sure what, but it's election day, which means I don't know what the heck to expect out of the markets. It could be totally boring. It could be super all over the place. Like I really have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready for it, right? I'm going to be calm. I'm going to wait for my trades, and if they don't set up, I'm not going to worry about it. There's another trading day because I am confident there are going to be trades tomorrow, or at least there's going to be movement. I don't know how good of a movement, but anyways, it's election day tonight. By the way, as we keep saying, if you haven't voted, go vote if you're eligible in the U.S. I think it's an important civic duty. And you should vote. I saw a commercial last night, Carlos. So I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs game last night, only because Mike was there. Our own Mike is living his best life out there, and trading has given him the opportunity to. He actually is following his daughter. She's in university. She's playing collegiate soccer, and he's able to go and travel and go to all her games. And because of that, he and his wife just moved to Kansas City to be near where their daughter's university is and in a central place where they could travel, which I think is absolutely awesome. And I was pretty impressed by the fact that he decided he was going to a Chiefs game. He put some pictures up for us. Oh, here, hold on. We got to get pictures of Mike. He and his wife tailgating in advance. Here they are with a Kelsey Brothers garage beer. And then he was take a picture of the stadium. He said, I am going to get wet tonight. He said he's way up in the corner here in the nosebleeds. But, hey, he was in the stadium, right? So there you go. So all power to him. Hopefully he had a fun time. I haven't seen him online yet. It's probably an indication he had a fun time because I think it was about noon my time when I started seeing him post pictures about he's at the game already at the tailgate party. So, I've only ever been to one NFL game, but my understanding is they're pretty epic. So, in any event, hopefully he had a lot of fun. But anyways, while watching the game, Carlos, I was seeing these ads. Remember yesterday we were talking about potential penalties for not voting, and were we doing that in the pre-market show? I can't remember if there was that or at the close, but
at the close. I don't remember that.
Maybe you don't remember that. All right, we were talking about it. We were talking about it at the close. Anyways, I saw this ad that said that the list of registered voters who didn't vote is something that's going to be published. Have you heard of this? Is this a thing? Or was that like a fake news ad? It was a weird ad. It was like people voting rights or something. It was strange. It was in the middle of the football game, but it said that what you vote is confidential and will never be released. But if you're registered to vote and didn't vote, that will be published. Like a shame list, Jonathan. Like that's what I thought. I thought that doesn't sound legal to me. I don't know. It just seemed odd.
Yeah.
I didn't think that seems like that's a breach of confidentiality somewhere. But it was odd that somebody took an ad out to promote that. I wish I'd been faster and thought to record it, but I didn't. Anyways, okay. Well, nobody seems to know about it. So, no, it was definitely a third-party group. It was not a government ad. That was pretty clear. But it was just odd. It was just odd that somebody would go to the lengths to spend the money to say, we'll shame you if you don't vote. It seemed odd. But anyways, all right. So election day today, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen, man. The polls are probably busy. I don't know. Have you seen lines outside the polls for you, Carlos?
Uh, I passed by there Sunday, man. It was packed. So I don't expect today when I go it's going to
Really?
be crazy. There were so many people on Sunday doing the early voting in my school nearby where I'm registered to. So I'll go today right after this pre-market show. I'll go get it in, and I'll see how the lines is. So, but I don't
All
expect it
right.
to be
Well,
crazy, So, but yeah, we'll see, man.
okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Guys,
So
get your
we
votes
shall.
in,
All
and
right,
if you're
guys.
in the
But
US,
let's.
if you can vote, definitely get them in. So
Yeah.
it's your time to be able to do that. Guys, quick look at
There
our
you go.
gappers list this morning. We got a bunch of stuff in the green, as you can see here. So looking forward to looking into those. DJT leading the way here, obviously up 10% right now. But we got a few other ones as well that got some pretty nice gap ups. We look forward to looking at those. And then we have some that are gapping down. Only three on my list this morning. We'll take a look at what's driving. Then we got a low flow VSTE. If you guys remember that from the beginning of the week, or was it last week? This has been very active. So gapping down this morning. With that, Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar and what is happening this election day.
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, with the elections, it's pretty light on the economic data. The U.S. trade deficit number came out, which comes out every month, and every month the deficit is somewhere between 60 and 85 billion dollars, in debt, like over budget, basically. It blows my mind, these numbers. I know I say it every single month, but it still hurts my head. So anyways, the projection was around 84 billion, and it looks like the budget deficit was 84.4 billion. So hey, what's an extra 400 million? I mean, I mean, this is like how much in addition to the actual US budget that was spent at a federal level. Like, that just blows my mind that that it can happen like that. Like that means that over the course of a year, that's what is that? That's 800. That's like $1 trillion over the budget. And I guess that's okay. Like, nobody seems to be stopping it. But anyways, no, this is the. Oh no, you're right. Actually, you guys are right. Sorry, but the room is correcting me. I'm saying budget. That is not the budget number. This is a trade balance number. You are correct. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out to me. You're right, because that trade budget number comes out, but I guess it's not today. This is just the trade balance. My bad. My bad. So completely wrong. Ignore everything I said. This is just the difference between imports and exports. Trade balance. So the trade balance was negative 84.4 billion. So there you go. You know what? I got all excited. I don't know. It's one of those days. Later this morning, we do have the U.S. The services PMI that comes out, and the ISM services. So, so there you go. Anyways, those numbers are coming out. We do have earnings. There were some earnings last night that we were watching. We did stay after the close to watch a couple of them. Most specifically, I suppose, PLTR, we were keeping an eye on. Wynn Resorts, NXPI, we'll talk about all of those this morning. Pretty light. I mean, there's a few earnings, nothing that typically hits our radar. But I'll talk about Ferrari just because, I don't know, I'm always surprised that Ferrari's a publicly traded company in the U.S. markets. But other than that, yeah, pretty quiet in terms of earnings. Although later this week, we do see more interesting ones coming out. Teva Pharmaceuticals, which is often interesting. We've got a couple, Qualcomm, AMC, which we don't really look at, but DraftKings, etc. You can see them on the list there, a bunch coming out. So, oh, look at that. Mike's in the room. Mike is alive. He's awake. Maybe nursing a hangover, but probably happy. Anyways, all right, guys, let's get to taking a look at our gappers list and see what's moving.
All right, excellent, friends. Let's take a look here at the first one. It's going to be ALAB. So if we take a look at this one, we are up this morning 23%. So nice pop for them. They normally don't get great volume. If you look at the daily volume here, they're very light on that. And then even the pre-market, only 452,000, which doesn't look that exciting for this stock. So not too interested. We've seen this one before. Peter, gapping up today. What's the latest and greatest on this one?
Yeah, I don't remember this. This is Astera Labs, which is a semiconductor company. Looks like it's I mean, I was going to say a small semiconductor company, but they do have almost an $11 billion market cap. But anyways, they're one of the AI plays, and they had a good quarter, beat their numbers in this third quarter, and actually revised their guidance higher. So yeah, it looks like things are positive. Like you said, Carlos, if you're going to watch semis, we know the ones that we typically watch. It's interesting. There's this and a couple of others that had earnings that you could keep an eye on. But I don't think I'll be trading it. But the news was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip on it as well. Again, not my favorite ticker to look at here, so we'll skip on that one. Next on the list is PLTR. So this is obviously a nice, beautiful gap up 17.2, 5.7 million shares traded right now, as you can see here. Earnings last night, Peter. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah.
nice gap up. Haven't looked at this yet. Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
What's the
they had
latest and greatest?
earnings pretty much right after the close, and we were surprised at the move. It moved up very quickly, and as you can see, just held that gain. So jumped up. We were watching it trend from 42 up to $47. So that's a 10% move there as it was jumping up. And a couple of our members did take advantage of that and made some money. So that was good. Good trade, good movement. In the quarter, they beat their numbers, both top and bottom line. Revenue and earnings were above estimates, and they actually raised their guidance for the full year, citing while commercial sales were down a little bit, U.S. government sales were up significantly, which is buoying their forecast, so making them a little more bullish on the year. And as you can see, we're trending towards the top end of that range here this morning. So yeah, it looks like PLTR is definitely in play this morning.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm gonna have it on my list, friends. We'll add it on here. PLTR looks good. Great volume, up 17% in play for sure. Next on this list is DJT, up nicely 17%, as you can see here. So this is also climbing very well. Obviously, this thing is going to be very active today, and I also expect tomorrow, right after things settle down, even throughout the evening. Market completely closes at what? Is it 8 p.m., 9 p.m.? I'm not sure. One of those two. But as you get news reporting, the states and who's winning and who's what. I expect this to be very, very volatile this evening. So it'll be fun to watch. I'll be watching this as watching some of the election stuff. But right now, up 10%, 11 million shares traded. Peter, we know what's going on with this, right? Just election madness on this one, which can provide some great volatility for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like we said, going to be very active. We knew it's going to be active this week. Not surprised about the movement. It's going to be in play. I mean, I think it's worth watching today, if nothing else, just for interest, just to see what happens with it. A couple of the articles are reminding people. I mean, this is tied to the election results one way or the other. And obviously Trump himself, and of course any long-term investor in this, has billions riding on the election outcome. So this stock's future is going to be dependent upon the election outcome more than pretty much anything else. The whole market is going to be affected, but certainly this one has a more direct impact. So, I mean, all we can do is watch and wait. It's all speculation today, right, until the results come out. So tomorrow, I don't know what to expect, but again, this is one of the ones I imagine I'm going to be watching this all week. So I'm going to put it on my list. Like, I think you sort of just need to watch it just for nothing else, for popcorn. It's a popcorn stock today, as I like to call them.
Yeah. It might not be easy to trade, but for sure it's on our list this morning. I have it here on a secondary for now, but I might end up moving this up depending how this list finishes up. Let's take a look at the fourth one on our list. We'll do the top five, then we'll bounce around a little bit here. HIMS this morning is up 8.3, 752,000 shares traded. So as you can see here, nice gap up. This stock I have not traded in the past. I've seen some good movements out of them. Intraday for me is not great. So I think today I'll find some better stuff to look at. Peter, latest and greatest on this HIMS. Looks like last night we got going.
Correct. Yes, it was earnings after the close last night. They had a good quarter, beat their numbers as well. So we had a few things reporting that had some good numbers. Not all of them, but a couple of them. They remember earlier we had I can't remember who it was that reported they were not getting good traction from their weight loss drug, but the weight loss drugs are still driving revenue. And HIMS and hers has GLP-1, and they say the demand for that, which purportedly helps with weight loss. I'm skeptical about all of these, by the way, drugs that help with weight loss. I mean, anyways, I'm just skeptical. But their GLP-1 has good sales one way or the other, and it's helping with their results. And HIMS is seeing a little bit of a rise this morning. I've watched this a few times. it's hard to trade. I just don't like the price action, and the spread can be higher than you would expect for a $20 stock. So if you want to watch it, by all means, but my experience has not been that great with it.
Yeah, Raji's asking over on our YouTube chat. Is PLTR a good entry to buy? Please let me know. I'm new to this. And my answer response to him was, yes, it is good if you take it in the right direction, right? So, you have to learn how to trade first, man.
True.
You got to learn the basics. You got to learn strategies. This is not gambling. So you got to be careful with that. So I understand you're new, and trust me, we all been through it. We all were somewhat uneducated when it comes to trading. I went through my share of losses without knowing anything first. So yeah, just find yourself some good education. We have some at bearwithtraders.com. Go in there. We got tons of free stuff on YouTube as well. Learn the basics, learn a strategy. If you come in here just trying to wing it, the market's going to take your money. It's just what's going to happen. So just be
Yeah.
mindful of that. POTR, speaking of, is in play. Look at it go here, guys. Breaking pre-market highs now. It is on fire. So that's going to be heavily in play for us today. All right, number 5 here is going to be, yes, on fire. Love it, love it, love it. Fun, making some noise here. Up 7%, 847,000 shares traded. They had a very busy end of October, mid-October, as we saw here. Some big jumps on the daily chart. Now slamming down a little bit and just kind of getting a little bounce back. I don't like it per se, so I'm just going to stay away from it. I don't think it's going to be trading any clean way here for me, for what I like to look for. So I'll keep it off my list for now. And if something happens, we'll catch it in the scanner. So you guys will look at it and let me know something's happening there. Peter, anything on fun?
It used to be tied very closely to DJT, but in the last few weeks, as we've been watching it, it really has not. It has moved fairly independently. So, and I think it's been moving less, with less energy than the DJT. So, yeah, I don't know what to expect out of it either, Carlos. But I expect the volume to stay relatively low. It seems like the pun is right there. It seems like the fun is over. Unfun. So yeah, it just, like, look at the declining volume. Just look at that volume ramp on the daily chart that you've got up there. It clearly shows that there's just less interest in it over time, and probably best to avoid it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree 100%, guys. So I don't like it. I'm not going to be adding it to my list. All right, I'm going to stop here. We got so much on the gap up. I'm going to bounce down towards the bottom. I do see Clean Spark. I see Mara. I see a couple of Bitcoin tickers, and I also see BABA. So if we look at cryptocurrencies, let's start there. Mara up 2.4 at the moment, 383,000 shares traded. And we have Clean Spark also up 3.3 with 554. So not huge numbers, not anything overly exciting on this one, but they seem to have a little pop this morning. I don't see Coin on the list yet, and it's because they're not really moving a lot. They don't have much volume, and they're also pretty flat for the most part. So, Peter, anything in cryptocurrencies this morning that might make Mara and Clean Spark interesting?
It's pretty quiet. I mean, the Bitcoin prices are fairly stable. They seem to be, stabilized here around 69,000. They were up higher, as we know, last week, right into the end of the week, up around 72, and we were hoping that they might get a push up, but it seems to have dropped back down and then just sat here for about 3 days now. So if I look, ever since the 1st of November, it's just been in a very, very tight range. So yeah, it doesn't seem that I don't know. I mean, will Bitcoin be affected by the election? I mean, everything will, to one degree or another. I don't think it's going to be a huge impact. So, yeah, this is probably going to be quiet for a little while. I mean, it will be, but I can't see an immediate impact. So, Zen traders, thinking I'm wrong, saying that it's going to be huge for crypto. I guess I don't expect a huge reaction, though. Over long term, this election absolutely will, bring in different perspectives and legislation from whatever the government in power is. But will it react, tomorrow or this week? That I'm not sure about. So, I mean, we'll find out. But yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch the coins and the Maras of the world, but I'm not expecting them to be, sort of the bigger movers.
Yeah, 100%. Both of these not looking great right now, so I'll keep them off my list. We'll look at BABA, and then we'll see what Peter has in the gap. BABA this morning up 2.1 thousand shares traded. Again, not really much going on here. I do like the gap up here and the little bit of weakness we're seeing in the pre-market. Maybe head back down towards that previous day close. They've been really good at selling over the last couple of 2-3 weeks. Every gap up seems to have sold off here. So maybe another sell-off here as we're reaching some areas of resistance here. It looks like we just kind of keep slamming down on BABA. So that could be interesting. We'll have to see a little more volume on it. I'll put it on my secondary list for now, and we can always take a look at it a little bit later. Peter, let's stop here. Let's take a look at what you like as far as the gap up or anything that's not showing here. A slight gap up this morning.
The only thing I have gapping up that I wanted to talk about that we didn't already cover is VRTX. They were another one of the ones that had earnings after the close yesterday. They're a pharmaceutical company. You probably remember, we've looked at them a few times, Vertex Pharma. And they had their Q3 earnings, beat their numbers, and expects that they're going to be able to hold to their full year forecast. They have not raised it, but they think that they've got some further upside, and they're going to be able to hit their full year numbers. Their bigger drugs are on some pain treatments and a couple of every one of these companies has got some signature drugs that they're waiting to, they're looking to drive revenue. So but anyways, VRTX, sometimes sometimes it can be active, and this morning no volume though, so might not be. Yeah, all the rest I think we'll have to talk about on the gap down list, Carlos, because they're all red so far.
All right, let's go to that gap down list. I have 4 on here. VSC is a low flow at 1 million shares that has been very, very active. So today they're down 12%, 633,000 shares traded. The fund may be over here as we're kind of turning the corner on the daily. Hard to borrow, so no shares for sure with Interactive Brokers. I won't be having this on my list. It just doesn't look fun. It looks like we might just be heading back down to 0 or 50 cents, whatever that is. So it doesn't look good. We'll leave it alone. Next on here, SLSCC is on deck. We are down 11% on this one. So normally does not get a whole lot of volume. If you look at it, it's very low on the daily. But today, 610,000 with a nice drop that started going after hours last night. Peter, not sure what's driving this. Semiconductor, this seems to be. Earnings last night after hours. So it might not be a great trader. There's great semis we can look at instead of this one. So I won't be paying any attention to this one's particularly.
Lattice. So it's amazing when we get these earnings how many semiconductor companies are out there, right, that we don't always look at. This is a good example. I don't know, they're not on my list. I've never looked at them, but yeah, they had earnings, as you say, and they basically met their numbers. They got some analyst coverage as a TD. TD has decided to cover them and has put a buy recommendation on them. So Lattice is getting some attention. And this, like, they're a $7 billion semiconductor, which in the semiconductor world makes them relatively small, but a $7 billion company is still a decent size organization. So I wonder, if I dug into it, how many employees these guys actually have. But they could be one of these where they just do they do engineering design and then they outsource everything else, and they could have like 40 employees for all I know. But I really have no idea. Probably not going to trade it, like you said, Carlos. When you talk semis, we know which ones to look at.
Yeah, this won't be it. That's for sure. APLS this morning, another one that doesn't look great. A pharmaceutical company is going to be 9% down this morning, 319. Again, just looks brutal. Significant volume yesterday compared to what they normally trade. Maybe today could be in play, but this just doesn't look right. So I'm going to skip on this one. You're not sure if you have anything on this?
Nope.
Pretty crappy. Yeah, let's throw the truck on that, man. That is it. Garbage. There it is. All right, let's take a look at the next one. It's going to be AZN. So AZN this morning, AstraZeneca. We've seen this before many times. Has been on our list. Very familiar with the stock. I have watched it before for some possible opportunities. I don't think I've ever found a good trading opportunity on it, but today could be different. Down 5%, 269,000 shares traded. So a big gap down for them. Peter, what's driving this move downwards? Started going this morning, looks like.
Well, they What is driving it? So this is dual traded. So that's one of the reasons why we tend to avoid these, only because the moves will it's a UK company. So the moves are primarily going to happen in the European market, right? In that UK market, which means that, we just sort of trail behind it if it's not if there's not a lot of sort of native volume here in North America. I don't see a lot of news on this. It doesn't look like it was earnings. I wasn't tracking this one for earnings today. Let me just see if I can check that out. It looks like their earnings are not for another week on November 12th. This could be a sympathy move just because they also have an obesity pill. Everybody seems to have one of these. I love how they're all called obesity pills. Shouldn't they be called like anti-obesity pills? But anyways, but they have a weight loss pill, whatever you want. Theirs is very creatively named AZD5004. There was some news on it that it sort of successfully passed an early checkpoint or mid-stage trial, I guess, checkpoint. But I mean, I'm reading the article here. The news says it was well tolerated by its patients. That doesn't sound all that exciting. That's sort of like saying, your performance was acceptable. Okay, thanks. I think. Anyways, but yeah, that seems to be the only news I'm seeing on AstraZeneca.
Yeah, there we go, friends. And that is the last one on our list. So, Peter, let's go to you. What do you like on the gap down this morning that might not be showing here?
All right, I got a couple to take a look at. All earnings from last night, I think. Well, except for one. All right, so Cleveland Cliffs. I like to keep an eye on them. CLF is the ticker symbol there, just to see what the mining sector is doing. I don't normally trade them all that much, but they are a U.S. steel company. So it's one of the little odd ones out there. They missed their numbers though. They actually had a bad quarter, so missed their numbers, which was a little bit of a surprise. Not trading much volume this morning, so probably not going to be something I'm watching, but I wanted to see what the earnings were. Wynn Resorts, WYNN. Wynn Resorts had earnings last night. They also missed their numbers, so reported a bad quarter. That was interesting. I'm probably going to be at a Wynn Resort in a month or so, playing some poker in the World Series of Poker. So that should be fun. But apparently they need more of those events because their earnings were not good in the last quarter, and we see them gapping down this morning. We were talking semiconductors a minute ago. NXPI is another one of those. I'll call them like a mid-tier semiconductor. This is a Netherlands-based company, $60 billion market cap, had earnings after the close. And unlike most of the semis that we've been looking at that have done pretty well, they sort of had a very mixed quarter. They actually beat on the quarter, but lowered their guidance. I guess one of their big client base is in the auto industry, and they're citing a downturn in auto industry orders, which is interesting because we had the automotive companies report earlier, and at least the North American ones actually had pretty good earnings in the quarter, but NXPI is reporting that they're getting lower chip orders, which would say that they're going to be building fewer cars going forward, or at least using these NXPI chips. So that might be an indication that we're about to see a downturn, right, as the supply chain weakens at the front end. But that's a little speculation on my part. But it was interesting that they missed their numbers. They beat their numbers, but lowered their guidance. Last but not least, still talking autos for a second, but at the tail end of the cycle, RACE, RACE, which is Ferrari. Always surprises me again, like I said earlier, that this thing is publicly traded on the U.S. markets. But it doesn't trade a lot of volume. I've tried to trade this before just for fun, and it didn't go well. So, but just interesting for me that they had earnings, and they actually had a mixed picture. They met their revenue just barely and beat the bottom line. So they're making money anyways, which you would expect out of Ferrari. When there's, I think Ferrari. It's been it's been decades since they've had a release of a new car that hasn't had a waiting list. They're very good at managing that, aren't they? If you know anything about Ferrari, anybody out there own a Ferrari? Does anyone actually get on the list? Because apparently you have to have owned X number of Ferraris to get on the list to buy a new Ferrari. Like they're very, very particular about that. So the only way to get in is start buying used ones. you have to work your way up the food chain. So it's I just find that a fascinating business model where they artificially create demand and say, no, you can't have one, right? Buy some old ones first,
Yeah.
prove that you are a worthy customer, then we will allow you to buy a car. Very interesting business model, but clearly it's working. So
Yeah.
all right,
Definitely
that's what I
working.
had that I was watching. Yeah.
All right, friends, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. We'll start here in our chat. I saw SMCI up 2% at the moment, so bouncing, actually dropping from those pre-market highs. Has been very active over the last couple of days. We saw the three drops in a row here. Did bounce a little bit yesterday, and today up almost 2%, looking to get something going here. So I think this will be exciting to watch. We have 1.2 million shares traded on it. I'm gonna add as a secondary. Let's see where this goes today. So I like what I'm seeing here so far on the SMCI.
They have earnings after the close today, and I'm still not quite clear how that's going to work because if you remember, their auditors resigned, so they don't have auditors to have checked, or done the required, independent review of their financial statements. So I assume that they're still going to release statements. I haven't seen anything out of the company saying that they are not going to release financial statements at the close. But how much can you trust those numbers? I mean, that's the big question, I suppose, right? Because they have not been reviewed. So I'm not suggesting that they would purposely do anything. I don't know enough about them. However, keep in mind, as we talked about yesterday, this is not the first time that SMCI has problem meeting their regulatory requirements in submitting all of their forms. They've had issues in the past getting accurate data out, and this is it's just curious that they would risk doing it again. So yeah, Carlos, I think it's going to be a play. It might be worth watching because one way or the other, this is going to move. We saw it move yesterday at the Open, and I think Andrew traded this at the Open yesterday, or at least somebody was watching it and trading
Yes,
it.
he
I'm pretty
did.
sure Andrew was. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. I also traded, so I got in when Andrew mentioned it for the second time, and we took advantage of this continuation move. But he got in, and then he got out a little bit too early. But
Yeah.
he had a great move out of it. So yeah, he did well on that one
Yeah. And a
yesterday.
number of our
Um,
members were
yeah.
trading this yesterday. So, and as people are saying in the room here, that it may be delisted. I mean, that is a risk, right? Because they haven't submitted their mandatory, regulatory forms, these 10K forms that they have to. So, and again, without an auditor on board, I'm sure whatever they're scrambling to fix all of that. But yeah, it's in an interesting position, and it certainly puts it in play. So we'll keep an eye.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, friends, let's get over to our community events and announcements. See what's happening there for today on this beautiful Tuesday. Peter, show us what's happening tonight.
Yeah, just because it's election night, doesn't mean we stop going. We still have our webinar tonight. Jared is going to be delivering it on Spot Gamma. And how do you use it? If you don't know what Spot Gamma is and you're curious, it's a great platform to help you with options data as well as just real-time data on the markets overall. So you might want to check that out, understand what it is and how it works. Jared has been working with it for a little while now, and he wants to share what he's learned so you can make decisions for yourself. So that's at 8 o'clock tonight in the webinar room. So yeah, you know what? Whether the election results come out, they'll be coming out all night. You're not going to miss anything. Take some time and learn something new. You might as well. That'll be great. If you're an elite member, you can join in the webinar room and attend that. Next week, Thor is going to be leading the webinar talking about the how. He's got the where, the when, and the how. And this is the third part of that, how you leverage the mental art of taking trades to better your trading outcomes. So this will be on November the 12th, once again, 8 o'clock in the webinar room. As always, we tell you, if you want to join us here at Bear Bull Traders, we'd love to have you. We've got a live trading room that operates every minute that the market is open and into the close often, as well as pre-market with Engineering the Markets and Jared. You could join us in this chat room using the intro offer, which is not listed here, but it's always available. You can join that if you're out there, and if you've never joined us before, do use Bear Bull Traders /YouTube, and you can get a discounted deal on that. Or you can use our basic or elite monthly. If you want to get the best deals, though, the elite annual or the diamond packages are the way to go. The elite annual is available, as you can see. It gives you access to all of the webinars we always talk about, all of the chat room access, and as well as our library of courses. The Diamond gives you all of that, plus you get a $50,000 funded trading account. Now it's actually a demo account, but we actually pay real money if you make money against that, because we want you to learn how to trade. And this is sort of the incentive, puts a little pressure there on how to trade, and you can experience that with having to use your own money in the market. It's a great opportunity. Many members have taken us up on it, and some have been paid. So you got to follow the rules, but check it out. Just go to our website, check out the rules there, and if you think that's something that would benefit your trading, then consider it. Right now, you can see it's a heavily discounted price. You get 60% off what it would cost you otherwise. So consider it. Check it out, VariableTraders.com. If you want information on the markets anytime, Trading Terminal is the place to go. We use it to get the gappers list in the mornings. We use it to understand what's moving of the calendar of events. It's all there in Trading Terminal. You can check it out, and it'll give you lots of that and so much more. So check out TradingTerminal.com. That's what I have to say.
Friends, let's get to it. So, just looking at my list only has PLTR. I mean, that ain't right. So I'm gonna move up SMCI this morning. I'm gonna look at Nvidia, see what's going on there. Nvidia right now, 3.2 million. Doesn't look good though pre-market. So we'll have to wait for the market open to see how that's gonna look a little bit later. I do want to look at Tesla today. We'll see how Tesla does today. So I'll add that to the list. But yeah, there's not much that I like this morning. I have PLTR, SMCI, Tesla, and of course, I'm going to look at DJT. So I'm going to add DJT to the list, and I think that would be my tickers for today. So, and of course, usual suspects. We'll have to wait for the market open to see how they react after the bell rings here and volume comes in. But the ones heavily in play pre-market, we don't have a lot right now. So PLTR, SMCI, Tesla, and DJT.
And I think it's worth saying again, Carlos, that it is election day, which means that we don't know what to expect on the markets, and it could be that a lot of the big money, right, will sit on the sidelines or get on the sidelines waiting for the election outcome, because it's a high risk scenario, right? Depending on how this election goes, we're going to see the market move one way or the other, and if you've got a lot of money at stake, you may take some out of the market, or may just sort of hold your current positions and wait and see what happens. So if you don't find trades, don't be shy of saying, you know what, I'm not seeing great trading opportunities, and I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to wait. If one appears, I will take it. If not, I may not get a trade today. I'm in that mindset. I'm coming into the day with that mindset, so that makes sure that I don't just go and overtrade. I don't try and force trades if the market's not moving. Now, the opening bell might ring and it might be absolutely fantastic. Then that'll be great, right? Because I can take advantage of those if it happens. But if not, I'm not going to sweat it. So I advise you to consider that for yourself, right? How do you put that into play? How do you calm yourself into this market open? Because, we just don't know what to expect.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Let's get to it. Here on a PLTR, we'll start with levels. High of the pre-market right now, 48.89. The low of the pre-market over at 46.25. So we'll slam a level there, friends. Actually, let me do that again. 48.89, high of the pre-market. And then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market, 46.25. So towards the bottom, we do have some good daily levels, 45.06 and obviously 43.63. I don't know if we're all-time highs on PLTR. Did we pass our previous high here? Let's go to the monthly. I believe we might have. Where's my monthly? Right.
I think we are.
Here.
I think we've been. Yeah.
Last
time we were this high was March 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're higher than that now. So all-time highs.
Yeah, all-time highs for this one, blowing past their IPO price. I mean, I forget, this is a very recent ticker, only opened on 2020, end of 2020. So all-time highs, you have no levels above the price action right now on PLTR. So looking very good, guys. I like the way this is moving today. Head over to SMCI this morning. Again, this thing dropping 3 days in a row. Did recover or at least stop the bleeding yesterday a little bit. Some green this morning, up 2.1. Andrew traded this yesterday. I traded this yesterday. I think a lot of the people in the community traded this yesterday. Gave us a good pop at the market open. We'll look for some activity today on it as well. So hopefully some good action on it. 26.98 is the high of the pre-market. The low is just above the previous day close at 26.10. So we'll slam a level in those two areas there. And if you look at the bigger picture on the daily, you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So I don't think you really need to add anything else. Keep this nice and simple, friends. So that is CMCI. If we look over at Tesla, I'm going to remove some of our older levels. We also got a decent volume, not great. We've seen better out of Tesla. 1.8 up this morning, 1.7 million shares traded. Our high of our pre-market is 250.05, and then our low is all the way down here around 244.60. So again, already a $6 range here in the pre-market, which makes Tesla so nice, right? To be able to have that nice wide range. If you look at the bigger picture on the daily, we're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Previous day close acting as great support here. So again, do not need to add anything else. Very easy levels for us in Tesla. And our risky stock for today, I mean, I have it here for entertainment purposes. This will be fun to watch. DJT. There will be some opportunities, hopefully, maybe some scalping type plays, but you gotta get in and out quickly. If you decide to trade this thing, this is not one you marry. You kind of, I buy, I don't want to say the rest of that, but yeah, it's got to be quick. You have to be quick on this thing. 38.40 is the high of the pre-market. But yeah, I got to watch what I say. It's a family show, friends. Family show. All right.
Going back in your dating
dating
past there, Carlos.
Yeah,
Was that dangerous?
yeah. It's dangerous situation. I almost went the wrong route there very quickly. We don't want to get canceled, So let's see here. Above 38.40, we are looking at 41.62. Great level there on the daily. And then above that, we're looking at 43.85. And again, just be cautious with these levels. I mean, this stock respects no levels, really. I mean, the price action could be so wild. We have our guardrails here, but doesn't mean it has to stick to them. The volatility on this thing is going to be wild, I hope, at the market open. 12 million shares traded right now. We're out 8.7. So this thing is going to be heavily in play this morning. So there you have it, guys. That is my list. I see Andrew has a very similar list to what I do. He has the same tickers I have in a different order. Tesla, PLTR, DJT, SMCI. I got the same ones as well. So we're in the same page here. All right, guys, that's what I have right now. Let's take a look at what our team is watching. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at our likes this morning. So let's see how we're sitting here. If you haven't done so already, guys, please hit that like button. We really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. So make sure you do that. Where are we? Are sitting, if I can see the number. Where's the number? 165 likes so far. And I'm 166. I'm going to hit that number myself. Yeah, it's kind of low, right?
We're good.
With 618 people watching.
Fired, Carlos.
Yeah, we might get fired here. So guys, if you're voting for Trump, hit the like button. If you're voting for Harris, hit the like button. If you're not voting at all because you're not in the country, hit the like button anyways. We wanted you to be part of the action. So hit that button and make sure you help us out. We don't care who you vote for. Just hit the like button. All right? We appreciate that. All right, Peter, take us through what our team is watching this morning.
All right. I just before I do that, I do want to mention, guys, we once a year we put on a big event where we trade live with you. We give you education and material. Obviously, we do this online with you all the time, but there's just no other way around the greatness of being with people in person, and we love being with our members in person. So we have announced our next event, which is going to be back in Vancouver like it was last year. It's going to be in March. So we're already looking to March 2025 here when the event's going to be happening. And hopefully you will be able to join us. There it is. There's our little summit information coming up on the screen. You can see that. March the 29th to the 31st is when it's happening in Vancouver. Now, you can sign up already for early bird tickets. A number of people have. I know Andrew was talking about that yesterday on the broadcast. I don't know the link, though. Maybe, Brent, you can help me. Do you know that? Where do they go? What's the link to do that?
That's a good question. That should be in the ad. We'll have to update that.
Yeah. Here it is.
Yeah, we'll get you guys the link.
I got it.
There it is. There it is.
Members.bearbulltraders.com/TEDx. That's not necessarily that easy to remember, but there you go. And I don't think, do you need to be a member to? There it is. All right. The team's got it up there. You can see the link. Anyways, they're always great events. We always get, rave reviews, and we love it. We love it because it's the one time where we get to sort of be face to face with traders and really sort of share information over the 3 days. This one's going to be extra special because it's a TEDx event. So we're going to be running the first half of it full TEDx. If you've never been to a TED event, it's fantastic and it's well worth doing at some point. So this TEDx event is one that's sort of, it's a private event for just our members, and then we'll go into some of the more traditional trading focused materials. So it's all about performance and mental resilience, this conference, and hopefully you'll be able to join us. We're giving you lots of advance notice. Hopefully you can get to Vancouver and meet us there at the end of March. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. All right. Okay, so let's talk about what our moderators are watching this morning. Again, they've got their list just to keep an eye on focused stocks. Doesn't mean they're absolutely trading those. It's just what they're going to start the day watching. And again, I caution everybody to make sure that you're trading smart, especially on this day. Eamon is just going to be looking at Apple, so he's got a perspective on what he wants, and Apple is it this morning. Avi's going to be trading his usual Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, and Amazon. Thor's going to be watching just Tesla and then the market indices. So I think he said earlier in the chat, wasn't seeing a lot that he liked, so he's keeping it very tight, and he'll just wait and see what the market gives him. Pierre's also watching Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, and SMCI. Mike is watching Tesla and Nvidia, probably with blurry eyes through the haze of his post-game activities yesterday, but I'm sure he'll be taking it cautious if trading at all. I'm going to be watching Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, at DJT, PLTR, and SMCI. As you would expect on this day, we don't have any IPOs coming out, so I've got nothing to report there. Andrew's going to be watching Tesla, PLTR, DJT, and SMCI. And last but not least here, so far, Lenny's going to be watching PLTR, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. I assume that's AMD, not ADM, but maybe he's found ADM. Is that even a stock ticker? Let's find out. ADM. Well, it is a ticker. I don't think he's going to be watching that. It is ADM. Okay, he's going to be watching ADM. So there you go. DJT and Boeing. Phil's in with his list. He's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, AMD, and PLTR. And Paris, good old Paris, man. He's going to be watching PLTR, SMCI, DJT, Nvidia, and Tesla. So you see a lot of commonality in these lists today, right? We're all watching some of the same things. So we'll see if they give us trading opportunities and to take advantage of. If not, we're going to be patient and cautious. So yes, and I'm looking at ADM now. It does have a big gap down apparently on earnings. Not big volume so far this morning, but it is a nicey stock, and that often makes sense. You don't get the huge volume. So that's why it didn't make our list. It's just under the 200,000 shares traded, but it is gapping down this morning. So all right. So see, that's what the advantage of being in a community. Lenny's found something that we weren't looking at, and maybe a good one. So if you like it, by all means, put it on your list as well. All right, guys, we are going to go to live trading as we have every day that we've traded here with you on YouTube. We've got Andrew, who's going to be queuing up. I know he's out there because he's been commenting in the chat. So just getting his camera up and running, get himself all logged in and ready to go. I'm channeling some Andrew this morning. I've got my my protein shake going here. It's natural, mushroom based. No psychedelics for me, though. It just happens to be mushroom protein powder, so it's actually quite tasty. Natural cocoa, very yummy. Anyways, that's what I'm doing this morning as we're watching the market open. And I'm not sure who we've got. Is it Lenny or is it Phil? It's probably one of those two guys that are trading with Andrew this morning. As Brian finishes up his vacation, it's different, without Andrew. Without Brian here in the morning, but it's been great seeing a different perspective as we watch both Lenny and Pierre trade, and it looks like Lenny's going to be jumping on with Andrew, so that'll be awesome. Andrew, it is so dark, isn't it? Are you finding it tough to get up in this like pitch blackness?
Good morning, everybody. Not really. It's not that bad. I am used to waking up early when my body's actually not ready. So it's getting more and more difficult, but I'm really not that bad. So election day, Election day, guys. We are going to have some good volatility, Peter. Now, I need to make sure that.
I hope so.
SPY is gapping up a little bit, 570. IWM is doing nothing. Q's nothing. Dow Jones are doing nothing. PLTR is super active. Was PLTR? I'm sure PLTR was the earning, yes, because that is not the
Yes,
normal.
earnings.
Yes.
So that
They
is,
really crushed it.
Yeah, it's all-time high for PLTR. SMCI had a really nice bounce yesterday. It might be good volume today as well. So I'm going to look at it. DJT, Trump Media Company, is gapping up 8.7%. He had a really big drop from 54 a few days ago. That could be something. And yeah, so we'll see what the market is open. Unusual suspects, Tesla. I look at it as well. In the last week or so, has been very volatile. And NVIDIA, maybe not, but I'll look at NVIDIA, which is one of the biggest companies in the world. How are you, Lenny?
All good there, all fine. Looking forward to another trading day. I'm going to share my screen now so everybody can, in the chat room of Bible Traders, can see my screen. I'm doing good. Looking forward to see how everything is going to unfold this week and today. All the volatility that's happening. Everything all good
Yeah,
here.
volatility. Yes. I mean, it's fun to watch what's happening in the market. And the news, I actually really love following the news on the day of election because it's just really fun to as results are coming slowly.
Yeah.
So SMCI, NVIDIA looks like a potential long. It's above the VWAP. It's really settling down. We have this level of 137.21. So if it doesn't run up too much, maybe we can pop up toward 137.50 or something. Same as SMCI, it stays above the VWAP. PLTR is a little bit extended. Now it's coming down to the VWAP. That's nice. So PLTR potential opening range break up. Looking at it, sub 16%. Yeah, this is very interesting. I'm glad that it's coming down near the VWAP at around 48 because I don't want to take a long
really
way too
extended,
far
right?
from. Yeah, very extended. You don't want to have a very extended.
Yeah. See, we traded it yesterday in the chat room together, and 45.13 was the all-time high of 45.14, and the price action really held super strong above it. I was considering it for long, but by then it was already extended, I think, because like it started at around $40, $41. But yeah, the strength was really clear, and it kept on going up in the post-market, pre-market as well. A little bit extended last 10 minutes indeed, but now it's coming down.
Yeah, usually PLTR, when it was lower price, like around $20 or something when we were trading it, it was super choppy. So you can't expect getting $1 out of it. Like SMCI yesterday was just, popping up so much. But now, because obviously higher float as well. But now that at 45, maybe you have a little bit of more ATR range on it. Before, when it was trading, it's like 5 cents, 7 cents. You got to take the profit because it was super choppy, but it was lower price. Now that it's higher price, it might be a little bit better. So I'm actually keen to do that. But PLTR is kind of like these stocks. Like with this volume right now, it's 10 million volume, heavy range. Heavy volume, gapping up, very good news. So these are the type of stocks in play that we look for. I mean, if you have every one of these every day, we don't really go, toward NVIDIA or AMD or Tesla. We go there usually to usual suspects because there's not much good candidates for. Sharing my screen. Yes. So I'm sorry, I forgot to share my screen.
I don't think usually PLTR is not the best trading stock. I've had it often on my watch list last couple of weeks, months. But if there's really a lot of volume and a catalyst and a nice breakout from a range on the daily chart, then it could give great moves. But usually, I think it's pretty difficult stock to trade. But it's a very hyped company, what I understood.
Which one? SMCI?
PLTR.
PLTR, yeah. So they're earning. What does it do? It's a security company, huh? It's selling security software and stuff to government, I think. Yeah, is that?
Yeah, like they're like
I,
Samsung with AI and software, but I think they have like the big clients, the defense in the United States, but I think they're also broad, but I'm not too sure about it. But many retail traders, retail people are looking at it, which makes it interesting for us.
yeah. So interesting. I think I know one person that actually was working in PLTR. But it's good for them. They're rich now, richer and richer, richer and richer. IBIT popped up. IBIT popped up very interesting in the scanner. It's a Bitcoin trust because Bitcoin is popping up now. IBIT. Actually, I never traded IBIT because when they came up, there was I was traveling when the Bitcoin ETF came in. IBIT. That's the Bitcoin trust. Interesting. All right, guys. Vancouver, guys. Just want to remind you guys, Vancouver. We have about 50 people signing up so far. So super excited, guys, to have you. The link is bearabletraders.com/TEDx. The link is also on the homepage. So love to have you guys as many as possible. And that money is covering everything except your hotel for a registration fee. So food and stuff are food, breakfast are, and coffee are all everything, and alcohol, everything is included. So just the hotel that you need to book for 2 nights.
Yeah, last year was really awesome. This year, by the way, in April, in Vancouver. Think Andrew dropped. Yeah, no, it was really awesome this year in Vancouver. Beautiful city, beautiful surrounding. I love it. On one hand, very close by you have the ocean, and when you take a bus and you take a elevator upstairs, and you can do some skiing and see really beautiful mountains. I'm gonna screen.
Yeah, Vancouver is super nice too, guys. At that time of the year, super beautiful. Like it's my favorite time. Like all these cherry blossoms are coming. It's a very interesting city to come and visit. Make a family, and you can actually bring your family for our gala dinner as well. For those of you who came last year. A few minutes to the open. We have IBIT is popping up very nicely.
And NVIDIA also popping up a little bit. So yeah, I was looking at ADM as well this morning. They gapped down really significantly, and they gapped down significantly. Pre-market really directional, just weak so far, breaking down range, breaking down again range, and there's this level 50.72. It's like the lowest point of this year, but also the lowest point of the last 3-4 years, and the price action really holding below it. So perhaps, who knows? I never traded this stock, so I think I want to see a lot of volume confirmation and a lot of confirmation of the price action. But perhaps could be interesting. I see AstraZeneca also, AZN gapping down a lot. Pre-market is really directional as well, so could be traded both sides, right? If it's really selling off so hard, there's a good risk reward to the long side. Also because
What's the ticker for AstraZeneca?
AZN.
AZN.
But I think it's a difficult trading stock sometimes. But yeah, if it's so much in play, it could turn out to be something.
Oh wow, 6% down. Is it earning for it?
No, it's no. As far as I know, there's no earnings. But I know there's another biotech who has earnings, pharmaceuticals, so perhaps it's related to each other.
Sympathy drop, maybe. It's called sympathy. That's interesting. Very interesting. So, guys, remember, I'm going to wait for a few minutes. I usually get chopped up in the first 1 or 2 minutes unless the setup is very nice. I'll take it. Maybe usually 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes is good to stay. Remember if your share size, PLTR, if it stays around 48 is good for opening range breakup. Shorting it, I'm not sure if I want to short it now. It seems super strong now, but let's see. Ding, 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 ding. Let's
Ding.
go. All right, so the volume is coming. SMCI went red. Tesla is weak. Let's go. MSTR is moving, yeah, because of, I think, Bitcoin. If PLTR comes up above VWAP 4790, I might take it that long for 1 minute opening range breakup, but I might take a smaller share size for now. Yeah, it's pretty nice volume at this moment. SPY is coming up.
Q's
Yeah,
ripping.
for now,
Strong.
PLTR is, Q's is strong.
Do you see NVIDIA?
Tesla might become a 1 minute range breakup as well if it comes above the VWAP. MSTR hit the scanner. Apple is hitting the scanner. What's up with Apple? Check out Apple. See what Apple is doing. Oh yeah, Apple is a very nice 1 minute breakup. All right, so let's see what PLTR is doing. PLTR looks like it wants to come up above the VWAP. Tesla looks like a 1 minute. I'm gonna get long Tesla at 2047. I'm long Tesla, guys. Tesla turned out to be super nice. Let's see if you can go over 248.
Nice bottoming price action in Tesla.
Yeah, kind of got a weird feel on it. Got a bad feel on it. The average on Tesla is 247.86. Yeah, but let's see. PLTR got destroyed. SMCI. Nope. SPY is super strong. Is that Apple is pushing everything up, huh? Still doing on a daily chart. It's kind of a weird price
Tesla
action
breaking
on Tesla
out
today.
nice.
Yeah, let's see if you can go to. There is a level here. Is it R4 at 249.16? Let's see if you can get there. Oh, there you go. No, we're getting there. 249 would be nice if you can hit it. It's kind of very choppy. Looking at PLTR, if it comes back up to VWAP, still I haven't lost my hope on PLTR. Oh, there you go. Nice. All right, I'm partialing on Tesla, 249.
Nice one, Tesla.
Yeah, let's see if PLTR wants to come up. I'm gonna get a long on PLTR too. Shit, like that didn't work. Let me see. I'm actually not long yet on it. Kind of. Come on. Something weird is happening. Fucking gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna get a small size in PLTR. I'm adding it more later. At 47.46. Tesla. What's Tesla doing? Let's see if PLTR closes above the VWAP, and that could be a good opening range breakup. There you go. Yeah, I'm adding a little bit more on it for a break of 48. You usually ask about 48. All right. We are in a good situation here. My average on PLTR is 47.84. Not great average. Let's see. PLTR is going up.
SPY is very strong today.
The Apple pushing them up, huh? PLTR.
Nvidia looking out.
Ah, yes. So I am partialing on PLTR 48.25, 23 filled. Nice. I got a big size on PLTR, so half of it is down. Only 10,000 shares left. Still SPY guy. Still Tesla. I have 2,000 shares.
I'm also partial PLTR. I'm also in PLTR. Took it long.
PLTR. Let's see if we can do a 5-minute open range breakup. But again, 48.50 could be good one. It's getting filled, guys. You can in the chat room. You can see my entries and exit, guys. Too. Not YouTube, but entries and exits on chat room. Good. Tesla 250 is the one that I want to get. I'm gonna put some order for 250 on Tesla. Tesla turned out to be super nice. PLTR is also super nice. That was super nice.
Yeah,
I'm going back to bed, guys. Wake me up when the president is known.
Okay, I'll shut down the stream. Have a good day. Bye. See you tomorrow.
I don't want to go to. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Wake me up when the election is out.
First, you got to put all your money in DJT. Then
How's DJT doing? All right, Tesla above 250, guys. Getting out more on Tesla too. Tesla was a very nice 1-minute opening range breakup. I'm going to actually include both this trade on my new book that I'm finishing. This is a really good sample, especially PLTR is super nice. All right, so I am sitting at a very good profit right now. Hopefully PLTR doesn't stop me out. What is DJT doing? Mr. Trump?
5-minute open range breakout. Also the pre-market high now.
Yeah. Very nice, guys. Did anyone took that trade on DJT or not DJT, PLTR or Tesla?
I'm also still in PLTR. But took some partial already.
Very nice. Let's see if PLTR can hold. I might actually add a little bit here at 48.35. Let's see if we can for the next pop. I don't want to mess up my average super bad.
It looks strong, but it's a bit erratic, right? Pricing going up and down.
Yeah, it's sometimes this drops is coming. That is a little bit. That's why I don't want to have a super close entry. 48.10 is the thing. And now my average is 47.92. Oh, Tesla 251. Yes.
I think it should move for the high.
Yes, I'm getting out on Tesla 251, guys. Too. I have 900 shares of Tesla left. SPY is going up. Let's see if PLTR gives us another pop. We would be dying rich man. NVIDIA, what's NVIDIA? NVIDIA is popping up a scanner too. SPY did a very nice ABCD pattern. I think it's mostly coming from Apple because Apple was super nice. Oh no. Yeah, 48.50 on PLTR. Let's get that. Yeah, huge ask on PLTR at 48.50. I'm gonna actually take a screenshot. It's a good screenshot to have. Too late. Did hit that. Nice. Jared, what did you do? Oh my God, Tesla is 252. I love that company. All right, 48.55. We're partialing out on PLTR. PLTR might break off high pre-market.
I added a little bit for that opening range breakout.
Nice. Yeah,
Tesla
is super nice. Oh my God, Tesla's no chill. Look at that. Look at that beautiful trade. TQQ is hitting the scanner too. Scuser. It's great trading, guys, huh? It's great trading.
Yeah. I
Nice,
love how
guys.
PLTR
Nice.
was really like the bottoming price action and then the breakout. But also Tesla, beautiful bottoming price action. First 2 minutes, second minute, like a very engulfing candle. Third candle strong. Nice.
That's
Nice setups
absolutely
today.
nice. Yeah, very nice. I'm sure, I don't use Bookmap, but I'm sure if Brian was here, he would have mentioned the Bookmap. It would have been probably the order flow super bullish on it too. Yeah, it looks like PLTR wants to hit R3, which is 48.94, and most likely is going to hit the 49. Bitcoin is rallying. Bitcoin is up to 2%, $70,000. It was a very nice. I think I actually never traded IBIT, which is the Bitcoin ETF, but it looks like a very nice replacement if you don't want to trade in the crypto exchanges directly. At zero is very nice, $1,500 on Tesla options. Yeah, I could have called Tesla calls. I'm sure Avi probably did that. Avi is the guy who makes a lot of money on this. All right, PLTR 48.80. Yeah, me as well, 48.88. Let's get to 49. That would be really cool. High of pre-market is at right now 48.86.
PLTR is awesome today. Really, really nice.
These are the
It's
kind
our
of
volume.
stocks that we love to have. Like with the earning, gapping up, super nice. Oh, there you go, 49. Huge ask at 49. That was super nice, guys. Guys, you guys are on YouTube. If you sign up for that $1, then you can actually come and see in the chat room. You can see my entries and exits live. I can't unfortunately share my screen in YouTube Live. Just the technology doesn't exist. But you guys can come and
You can
do
even
that.
pick
Let's
this
get the
screen because the other
there
people
you
also
go.
sharing their screen. I'm also sharing my screen.
Yeah,
People
I
can
actually have that.
in the chat room you can all see it. So
Oh, there you
awesome. We still have
go.
a position
Oh,
PLTR.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Done.
Opa.
Right, I have not a lot of shares left on either one, so I get a really good rally. 49.14 on PLTR. It's getting out more. 2,500 shares left. I am up $25,000. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Very nice, guys. Super nice. Ah, shit. Tesla is also back to how I have the day.
Oh, I got my
And
final
the
partial
market.
in PLTR.
253 on Tesla. Nice. I have 400 shares left.
Oh wow.
Yes.
It's like continuation setup in Tesla right now. It's a little bit late. It's like the
All right. We did some good trading today. I should have taken way more size. Guys, we have a new session coming every Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern time with Avi. Avi is coming at 10:30 talking about this session exactly called, day trading options. And let me see actually exact sessions. So from now on, every one of our best traders is Avi. The intraday option trading for 10% per day. That's the name of his sessions. So he would be ask me anything plus going through his trades and everything because of the popular. So remember, guys, Wednesday 10:30, we're gonna go through Avi's options trading. I'm gonna keep it actually for the YouTube as well. So all right, so I'm gonna partial more, guys, at 49.40. This is super nice. I have 2,000 shares left on PLTR. What a great trading day.
By the way, I'm also having this Thursday, I'm having a free webinar in Trading Terminal. It's open for everyone. So please join. It's going to be a full hour discussing opening range break trading and how to catch the ABCD setup or catch the second move after initial move up. So feel very welcome this Thursday, tradingterminal.com.
Yeah, so if you go to Trading Terminal, there's the webinar room that you can click and you can join the webinar. So if you want to know exact details, just email us, Andrew at Verbal Traders, Lenny at verbaltraders.com, or go to our website, enter your support questions. They're going to get back to you. Also send a newsletter. So if you enter your email in your home, so you're going to enter our newsletter systems. Yeah, all of our webinars are recorded, so you don't have to be there. But however, I highly recommend that come and attend these lives, because we produce so much content that if you miss not coming, it's very hard to catch up with all these contents. Like every week, we have so much content in technology, psychology, and strategy, and mentorship sessions we're creating, and all recorded. But you gotta catch up with them. Lenny, what time is your webinar?
I believe it's or 7 p.m. EST or 6 p.m. EST, but I think it was 7 p.m. But just send me a mail and I will. 7 p.m. EST.
So,
I'm sure.
Right.
PLTR being strong. Really.
PLTR 50. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. I'm just going to get some for 50 just to be part of history. Absolutely amazing. Jared? Yeah, Jared is using a software called a Spot Gamma. And a Spot Gamma is, showing sometimes these really huge imbalance in options. Then you can actually see these gamma squeezes that is happening on the options market, which impact the stocks. If you want to know, I don't know exactly. They did a couple of sessions for us. Apparently, it's a very, very good software. So the link to check it out is in the membership home. And also, if you come to the webinar tonight, Jared is talking about it. Jared, that's great, actually, because now you can talk about how you traded live today. So that would be a very, very nice addition to your webinar tonight. So it's very, very important. So let's see. Tesla is pulling back. SMCI kind of did flat, nothing. UPST is hitting the scanner. UPST is moving up very nicely. There's not a lot of order flow on the time and sells. That's the issue. Paris, what did you do? Paris also did the PLTR. Very nice, very similar to me. Except that Paris got a little bit earlier and it got a stopped out. And that's nice from Paris because, the first trade you get a stopped out, you might actually jump in a little bit early, but it's very important to get a stopped out. And then you continue your trading, but entering again. Because commissions are cheap. You just want to protect yourself.
Another high for daybreak in PLTR.
Going to go to 50.
50.
Here we go. It's going to go to 50. I'm sure there's a big ask at 50. See if I can actually record it.
Oh, yeah.
I should have started
imbalance in
recording
the order book.
I think I should. Oh, SPY is hitting higher.
Oh.
Let's see if I go through 50. I'm sure there'll be asks stacking up slowly. Thor is sharing 50. Yeah, that's the book map. Again, these tools, book map and spot gamma, can help you identify some of the trends ahead of you. So there you go. So slowly, asks are stacking up. again, the level 2 in DAS is one thing. The more comprehensive level 2 is on Bookmap. And we have actually a very comprehensive educational module, both trading terminal and BBT on Bookmap, how to read it. We have really good traders on Bookmap. Like Nate has got some awards from them in the competition. So these are all helping you in the decision making for the process. All right, let's see if PLTR is going to give us the 50.
There's now a little bit of topping action, but if there's so much volume, it can just keep on going, keep on running. That's been super strong today.
Yeah, Tesla looks like it wants to go higher. Honestly, I'm mostly out of my position on Tesla. I don't want to add. That could be a good place to add on Tesla, but I'm kind of done with it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go to 49, 87, 86. Kind of mostly out of my Tesla position. I don't want to enter a new position or risk it because I want to do a good recap. I like to have my recap super nice.
It looks like it wants to go further, to be honest, Tesla. It really looks like it wants to go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it did. Damn. I should have added instead. Damn. See, Tesla just popped up again. It's okay. Yeah, I'm out mostly on Tesla.
Yep.
All right, let's see if PLTR is going to go to 80 or not. Sorry, 50 or not. 49.80. Looks like it wants to go. PLTR could be also a good candidate for a 920. 920 is when you find these the strongest stocks is pulling back to the 20 moving average on 2-minute chart. We have a short video on Education Center. Then it's essentially a reversal on that. Could be a potential because this is such a strong stock today. Probably is going to continue going higher today.
So I had these stocks on my watches, ADM and AstraZeneca, AZN, but it turned out to be a little bit choppy, right? And I think also with these smaller stocks, you can put them on your watches, but only trade them if they really show beautiful trend, show a lot of volume, because more often than not, they end up being choppy, but also sometimes they can give amazing opportunities, but not today. But therefore also we did not trade them, right? If we see a lot of choppy price action, we can stay away. Yeah.
Yeah, identification of the setups. It's very important. The selection is important, and then you have to base on experience. It comes that sometimes which setups are actually worth taking. The order flow is super important in my opinion. Paris has a really complete course on that. So reading the order flow tells you a lot about the price action and if you should take it or not. Yeah, Tesla definitely reached a level of resistance, kind of running out of the steam. It doesn't mean that it can't go higher, but when you're looking at it on a daily chart, the next level is 2 days ago high at around 254.32. It's now doing a pullback, which is very natural for these stronger stocks. But the question is, is it gonna completely lose the VWAP? Because if it loses the VWAP, then the balance of the power between buyers and sellers have changed. But as long as it's trading above the VWAP, this is a normal pullback. Potential 920 trade if it comes to 250.50. The 920 trade is a reversal trade that we take. Same as PLTR. You can't just have the stocks going up all the time forever. You got to see some sort of a pullback. Apple's coming back. Hughes are coming back. Whose dog is that?
For the day again. outside here. People here
This
love dogs and cats. There are many of them. Also with Halloween, like the dogs even had like costumes. Even the dogs were dressed up here. I'm not kidding. It's a very, very pet friendly country.
Yeah. Nepal is also like that too. There's a lot of dogs, the mostly street dogs, but people take care of them. Like everywhere you go, there's a dog sleeping like in every corner, just chilling out.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Abba is hitting the scanner. Boeing is hitting the scanner. Is down 2%. Boeing, they reached to an agreement with the workers, but they were losing like
Yeah.
$100 million a day based on that strike. The PLTR is going up. Let's see if we're gonna go for a 50. If you want to go for a 50, looks like it. All right, looks like it. PLTR toward the 50, 49.80. Yeah, I think there is a very good chance the PLTR is going to hit 50 now. Should I put my money where my mouth is and add some into my position? Average 47.92. Yeah, potentially I can add. I'm going to add a little bit here. 48.76. Yeah, let's see if PLTR is hitting the 80. Tesla. All right, so I added a little bit more on PLTR, and now my average is 48.76. So I'm going to get a stop out if it hits my break-even point. If it does, then I'm out, but I had a very good run on it. And if it doesn't, then at 50, I'm going to get a little bit of profit on it.
The issue is also like you see PLTR, it went up all the way from May, just moving up. All these buyers, many of them might be looking for some profit taking, and then of course a level like 50, it's like an ideal moment. Take some profit, and then if it comes back, we're buying back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. It would have been nice if it hit. It might go later during the day. It might do a 920 now.
Yeah.
It might do a pullback. But I don't see PLTR is losing the VWAP and goes down back to 46 or something like that today. It doesn't look like that weak. So the 920 is now happening. So the 920 is the stock is coming in near 20 moving average on 2-minute chart around 49, and then might bounce back and go back up to 9, and then potentially high of the day. So now it potentially can do a 920 trade. That's something that we can look into that. But I didn't add too much because I don't want to add because I was partialing out mostly. If I add too much, then my average comes very close to 49.60, and I don't want to be having that average. So we have data at 10, I think. Is it
PMI, I believe.
PMI, Producer Manufacturing Index or price, something like that? Yeah, it doesn't seem that these indexes actually have much of an impact anymore. It looks like
It lost a bit of its power.
yeah, the impact on the market is kind of like these numbers are super important back in 2023, but now it looks like even the inflation numbers just kind of doesn't impact the market that much. PMI, yeah, PMI came out at 9:45. I don't know what's happening at 10. Maybe there's nothing.
ISM services.
Honestly, I would be surprised if it changes the market significantly. So we'll see. Right, so PLTR is coming back up, 49.70. There you go. Let's see.
Bounce from the 20. Bounce from the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. No, the 20 EMA
1 minute
on
chart,
the.
yeah. It never did even even 920. Because 920 is for oh, there you go. So huge ask at 49.78. So as you see, these asks are stacking up, SPY rallying up very nicely. All right, let's see if we can get a big ask at 50, and then we can get a pop above 50. Comes the volume. Yeah, firm is also hitting the scanner. I can see it. Firm is, yeah, continuing up 4% of firm, huh? Here we go. Let's see if we can get the 50. I think we're gonna get the 50. Oh, there you go, 49.85. The high of the day is 49.90. Come on. For the sake of YouTube Live and what I'm recording, you gotta do 50 for us.
A
PLTR.
lot of ask. Really big
I'm
imbalance. A lot of ask on the order book.
You remember last week on Amazon at 200, there was like a 3 million shares volume came in right at 200. It was the same situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So the SPY is also getting to an important level, the more or less 574, 70, 574, 80 level. Used to be was the previous all-time high end of September. It bounced off it in October, and now it broke below it a couple of days ago, and now it's reaching it again. I think it's an important level.
It looks like it wants to hold it. Yeah, you're right. It was really struggling in September. Eventually in October 8, broke out.
Yeah, and then it broke and retested October 31st, November 1st.
User going up. Stock markets, an all-time high. If the market is making all-time high all the time, everybody would be happy. All the wars stop. Like, this is the definition of really, like, I mean, everybody would be loving each other.
So PLTR, the highest point of today again.
Yeah, 49.90 wants to go there.
Candle closing strong, a little bit higher volume now. It's really a bit struggling there.
All right, here we go. Guys, if you get 50 people in YouTube, the 700 people who are watching are going to like this video. Because Andrew is
going to smash through it.
Smash. And if he doesn't, you will dislike it. I deserve it. Tesla is coming back up too. I still have both Tesla and PLTR. You can see my open position, guys, in the chat room. In the chat room, you can see my open positions, guys. Not unfortunately in YouTube. So if you want to come, guys, in YouTube, join us for $1. You can see actually my open position. And that $1 is only for just to make sure that the bots are not signing up. Because one time we opened it, we give 1 week free, And then for some reason, there was a lot of weird emails, like the number emails, like Q1X2 plus 5. They would just keep signing up with random users. I don't know what kind of bot is that. Like, what were they getting from that? But when we put this $1 is causing people, these bots to stop, because now you have the credit. You need the credit card. All right. There you go, guys. We'll see. 50. My name is not Andrew Aziz if it doesn't hit 50. I'm changing my name to Jack Sparrow if it doesn't hit 50. $49.85. The high of the day is $49.90. Here we go. We're getting there. There you go. Big ask at $49.85. 50. I'm hand on the trigger. Let's set it at 50. There you go. You see the asks are getting bigger and bigger on one side. They're significantly bigger. 49.97, 95. I'm sure that I think probably would be 10,000 lots and sitting on 50. It's going to come closer to the price. And good, I'm actually recording it. So lots of liquidity. You can see it in Bookmap. In level 2 and DAS is not as clear, but in Bookmap you can actually see. There you go. See, there's that 1,200 lot. That on ACB Arca book. And then it's going to go through the time and sells as well. So if you see the time and sells, I have another time and sells that shows the filtered one. Any transaction above $20,000 is going to go there. All right, 49.85, 10.06. Come on. Add in there, but that was a nice add that we did at 49.60. There you go. See, do you see huge, when it comes a few cents below that, those asks are showing up. So the reason that there's very bullish, these big asks, is because they're expecting the price to come to them. Like these matadors that are holding these red flags that the bulls are coming to them. So like, come, take it. If they were desperate, they would have hit the beats and they would dump their shares with the market order and then they push the price lower. But when they're holding the prices higher and higher, it's like, you want to sell your house, your house is in high demand, is a bull market like 2006, 2007. You keep asking your price higher and higher. You don't want to accept the first offer that comes to you. So it's the same concept. It's very counterintuitive. They say if it's a big seller, why the price doesn't go lower? It's just because the big seller is not desperate. They're expecting the price to come to them. It's very counterintuitive. And a lot of people think that, I found this big seller is going to destroy me. No, that big seller is waiting till the price comes to them. It would be so embarrassing if it doesn't hit.
Just 1 cent,
1 cent.
It came to.
No, I actually did transact. There is a transaction happened at 50. So.
Oh yeah, I see it now. The high is 50.
Yeah, the high of the day is at 50, but still need to pop above it. Tesla did a very nice 920 trade. If you look at the price action on Tesla, did a very, very nice 920. Come and tested the 20 moving average on 2-minute chart, and then which was right at the VWAP, and then it bounced back.
Tesla back to high of the day. The buyers took a little pause, coming back to VWAP, and the buyers stepped in again.
Unbelievable Tesla. Tesla back to the high of the day. I still have Tesla too. Oh, there you go. Huge ask on 50. There you go. Come on. We're going to get that. Come on. $49.99. Look at that. Boom. Look at this huge lots here. You can see. Come on. One more Tesla here at 253.21. Come on, PLTR. Oh, did you see that?
Ooh, there you go. That's a
there you go. Pop up 30 cents above it. Like
got
that's boom. And then look at the time and sells. If you see the time and sells on my screen, like these are the transactions that actually happened. See, did you see here these huge volumes here? So do you see that on my chart? If you look at my screen share, so these are the transactions that actually happened. Very nice. There you go. So we die Richmond together, Lenny. Lenny, we're gonna party hard in Colombia until our heart
Definitely.
stops. Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. I'm gonna, yeah, I had a really solid day, guys. Let me actually sell more. So $30,000 profit, and I still have these open positions, guys. If you want to take a look at it, give me 1 second. I'll come back. Take a quick break.
Yeah, PLTR was awesome today. Like I'm an opening range break trader. I look for the momentum, looking for the volume, looking where really the balance is to the buyers or to the sellers. And PLTR was awesome. It opened, it sold off. You see the first three candles. The guys in the chat room can see my screen. See it came down. The candle is becoming smaller. Volume getting lower. The third candle. Then the fourth candle, a very convincing candle, closing above the opening range. Candle afterwards, more volume. And of course, price action, the post-market and pre-market was also strong. Then you see that the candles were really nice, small, so giving a good risk to reward. And yeah, PLTR was the stock in play with momentum today. So I hope all the momentum traders, all the opening range break traders were able to catch a piece of it. But I'm sure they were, because PLTR was the stock in play today. And it only went one direction. So probably many people got a piece of it. And of course, there was also Tesla today. Strong opening price action. But PLTR was the most fun. Beautiful trend. As trend traders, we're looking for the trend. And we're looking within the trend, we're trying to catch the waves of the price action, moving up, pullback, looking for signals in the bottom for another move up, or of course, short could be the same. But yeah, to catch the trend, we need volatility, we need volume. And what is like a good predictor for more volatility, right? The best predictor for future behavior is current behavior. So if we're looking for volatility in the intraday, we should look for volatility in the pre-market and in the post-market. And PLTR had a beautiful gap up from a range. So interesting, strong price action in PLTR now. Move up, pullback, small candles, breaking out again. But it's really a little bit too extended for my liking. So I don't take it. Yeah. So what else I had on my list? I had ADM, AstraZeneca, that be a bit choppy. But today there was not really that much, to be honest, on the watch list. I had like the usual suspects, Tesla and Nvidia. Often have like a lot of retail traders there, a lot of retail people, very popular stocks. So basically every day there's enough volume to trade. You get nice moves. Candles really beautiful opening, closing higher, or the other way around, of course. And there was PLTR. I think these were the main. PLTR breaking out again. That's what I like. What I like about PLTR is like there's like a lot of following this stock. It's really a bit of a hyped stock, and all these people they're like watching at their phones right now, and they're thinking, "Oh yes, another percent up, another percent up." So people are very happy now. Very happy, right? Money is not only happiness. Happiness is not only money, of course. Definitely not. Far from it. But that's funny. So yeah, PLTR was the stock in play today. Yeah, with regard to SPY, so we bounced now a little bit off this 574, 574, 71, 575 level. In my opinion, like SPY is really like a neutral area now on the daily chart in the SPY. You can see it's below a key level, more or less 575, like the level I said, and it's above a key level 565. So I would consider it only strong if it's above 575 again, or I would consider it weak if it breaks below 565. And right now it's basically, I would not have any bias on it. But considering all the strength in the SPY, in the market, I'm of course a little bit more skewed to the long side, a little bit more biased to the long side, because the trend is simply up, always has been. But it's no guarantee for the future, of course.
Sure. Guys, you got to be kidding me. On PLTR.
PLTR, right? Yes. Yeah, it's just moving up solidly. And a nice made breakout
58.
move as well.
You got to be kidding me. Look at that. Look at this beautiful. Yeah, I have only 800 shares left. 5080 might be most likely it's going to go. Any question, guys, in the chat room?
Or share your trades. Everybody can share the PLTR trade. Except if you're a reversal trader, because then you probably did not do so good in PLTR today. But if you're a momentum trader, please share your PLTR trades.
So the order flow is essentially the time and sells. How the time and sells moving, how uniform is moving, and how it trades on the bid side or on the ask side or in between. The behavior of the time and sells is the order flow. There's a science behind that, and the best order flow course in the industry is by Paris. Is one of the best courses. Like, I've never seen one single person that they say I didn't get anything out of that. Like, everybody in the chat room, like people in the chat room, has the ones that are working with Paris. Have you what's your experience with the order flow? Just you can just say it honestly here. So it's on Trading Terminal. I can actually send the link on that. Plus, I think it comes with the weekly mentorship sessions that Paris is offering as well. So that's, I think that's called order flow. I think it's one of the best courses in the industry. Like, there are some other courses. I think there are some, I think SMB also has it too, but I didn't hear as good as what Paris is offering in there. So I think that's super important. Another thing is that somebody asked, my open positions in the window. The open positions and keeping my open positions and looking what I have and what I not have is quite distracting for your trading. That's why I'm not sharing it. And it's also distracting for me. So it's better to use the chat room and the community as getting support, answering questions and stuff, but stay away from blindly following traders and see, oh, Andrew, I have open position, let's go in there, because people have this different risk tolerance. It's super important to know that what I am doing is definitely not suitable for you, because I'm in a different state of mind, I'm in a different state of life, and I'm in a different state of wealth from you. Like in 2022, when I had that $2 million loss, that was a $2 million loss plus a $3 million divorce. I essentially went broke, like in that time. That's how people kill themselves. These are real, the people killing themselves. But I could recover from that because I was young, I was single, I had other source of income coming, and then I had support, that kind of things. So you can't recover. A lot of people followed me at that TNA, unfortunately, and I know they lost that. So see, these kind of things are never really a good idea. So so I highly recommend you guys that just use this community as a learning process. And it doesn't bother me at all. We had so many great traders like Halal, Nas, so many great traders that they left the community and they're not signing in because they got what they wanted as a stepping stone for the trading. And now either they switch to a different community that fits their style or trade by themselves. I'm still friend with them. We're still having a good chat conversation. Our community is more toward a certain style of trading. We're more a little bit toward the beginners, not very sophisticated strategies. Like, if you see, our strategies are super simple. Like Jared probably is one of the people who have a little bit more sophisticated options and strategies and stuff in there. And I like that. I like this kind of trading style for myself. I don't want to go into the deep.
I'm a very simple trader. I just look like for signals of strength, 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 and I go in. If I see like weakness, 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 I go short with a lot of volume. Indeed,
Yeah,
just keep it simple.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I like that. I like to get that kind of trading in my community. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you go, for example, other communities that they have, sophisticated indicators that they sell to you, there's so many courses, so many moderators. Like, I found it always confusing. So that's it. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. And again, it doesn't bother me. I have a lot of traders that actually mute the chat at the open. They just want to have the chat, because chat is less distracting and hearing blah blah blah, 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 blah. Especially if my voice is annoying. So that's how you actually figure out the way to think. But I think the best thing that I did for you guys was having this funded training account. That we give you the $50,000 account, which is a training account. But if you make money out of it, I write you a check. And it's unbelievable how these guys are blowing up their account. And these are the people who think they figured it out. And John and I and Mike, we go through the reports daily. Unbelievable that how they blow up their accounts. And I'm so happy that they're blowing up this account that they paid only $500, for it, instead of actually opening up an account with Interactive Brokers or CMEG, and they deposit like $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, and I blow it up. Unbelievable. I'm so glad that this program is there. I'm so glad that you guys are blowing up account in there, because I want you to live trading. I want you to close your account and stay in this until you're consistent, because it's just this is the most dangerous thing that you can ever do to yourself. You're one click away from blowing up your life. As I mentioned, I did it right in front of you live in YouTube. Like, I was like, that $2 million loss, again, it just came right after my divorce. I was broke, and I know how flashy I am, traveling in lifestyle, and like I'm living like a celebrity. And that mentally hit me that, fuck, I'm back to 0.0. And my ex-wife is laughing at me. Her boyfriend is laughing at me. All of my friends that they were jealous of me, and now they're laughing at me. And so, fuck, that's how people kill themselves. This is real stories. So what I want is you to go through this funded account. Everybody should go through this funded account before they go to real account. Because if you can't make money out of this $50,000 funded account, then how do you want to make money? And it's funny that we get some people that they come and argue with us. Oh no, you were not clear about this. And I said, okay, I see your equity curve is going like that. Like, how did you want to turn this back? They try to take the responsibility out of their own decision making, and they want to, say, oh no, you were not clear about the maximum equity loss. Like, I thought that it's like that. Like, come on, man. I mean, you can't argue this with Interactive Brokers when you blow up your account. You have to take responsibility for that. Take it once, twice, 3 times. If you couldn't do it, just leave. Goodbye. I don't want you into the community, because I care about each of you individually. I see you. I travel around the world with every single one of you, and I want you to be successful. And even if you're not successful in trading, at least don't blow up your account. That's most, like, these are my friends. Like Salim, for example, he's in the chat room. Mark is in the chat room. These are my friends. They have family. They have kids. They love their kids. I don't want them to blow up their money. Blow up this account. And if you make money, I'll write the check. We had one PCT trader who get the $10,000 check from us. He blew up in the first time. That also doesn't mean that if you were one time a good trader and you made money. I think this year we gave a check, if you remember that, in the Paradox Hotel in the event. He came into that and blew up. So it's very important to remember to go through this process. And this account is not even 100%, because you pay $999, and then you get a $50,000 account. It still is not fully, even if you blow up, okay, it was, $900. But if you can't even pass that one, then how do you want? And I'm so happy that we offered this one. I'm so sad that why this didn't think of me earlier. So these are the things that it's on my mind. And
there's this thing about human psychology, like everybody always has too much confidence about themselves. If you would ask all the people with a driver license, do you think that you drive better than average? Like the big majority would say yes, right? That they're trading better than average, driving the car better than average. But of course, it can't be possible. So humans, like in our psychology, we just often have too much confidence, which like is from evolutionary reasons. So therefore, like people trading for too much money too quickly, and therefore, like this funded account is just perfect, right? Because you limit your risk. It's always very important to in everything in life, like to understand your risk and limit your risk, and instead of taking a big account. So therefore, this funded account is really a good way of getting to know yourself, getting to know trading, getting to know your psychology. It's always about risk. Like as trading, everything is about risk management, and also therefore this funded account is has a great role in it in that process.
Yeah, the one thing is that there's something very important about trading and other things. Like when you are driving and you make a big mistake, the other drivers, they might, get away from the accidents because they know getting into the accident is costly for all parties. Like nobody wants to get into the accident. So, or even if you're at work, you're an engineer, make a mistake, your colleagues try to fix your mistake because it's a teamwork. Trading is a self-destructive work. Nobody calls you and say, "Hey, dude, don't do that." Nobody from Interactive Brokers, nobody from CMEC. It's your decisions have 100% consequences on your own trading, and I don't think there's much things in the world that is like that, and you got to go through this process before you go to the live accounts. Again, it was super scary for me to see how people are blowing up their accounts, and um, that these people were the people that they were ready to go live, or they think they were ready to go live. All right, so here's the thing. One of the moves, the big moves that you see, if you want to move to the next part, is find a lot of times the options activity is pushing the price. Like for example, the gamma squeeze is something that sometimes the option holders, are essentially backed in a way that they have to cover because the price moves up significantly, and then market makers have to come and buy the shares to protect themselves, to hedge themselves, because a lot of time they don't as a market maker. So a lot of these moves like PLTR might be like that, as a shorter squeeze, and people who were sold the puts and now they're they have to cover their shares. So a lot of this activity might come from the options market. There was a company came to us, Spot Gamma, and then they said, we have this tool that we can actually find these gamma squeezes. I'm not really option trader. I'm not really understanding the fundamentals of options. Jared started working on their software. He paid for the software, and apparently it's pretty good, and he learned a lot from that. So he's going to come now, talk about this a little bit, and then he's going to actually have a webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, to talk about how you can actually use this software. It's not a sales pitch for the software. It's more like about the knowledge that you can get from this software. So hand it over to our friend Jared. I also have to jump off because I have a meeting at 7:30. So it was super, super nice. And guys, I just want to remind everybody that I'm really looking forward to have everybody in Vancouver. And, it's going to be an amazing 3-day conference that we had. And really looking forward to have you. Thank you for everybody who signed up. We have about 50 people signed up so far, about 20 people our own team, so 70 people. I think it's going to be a really full house, and I really, really like have you guys in there. All right. Anything else, guys, before I go? Jared, how are you doing,
thank
buddy?
you, Andrew. Was fun.
Thanks. Great trading with you, Lenny, man. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a little bit of a share size. I'm getting out of my PLTR completely. So for those of you who want to see how much I made, this is live on the screen, and there's no position left. So you can, Brent can also show it in the YouTube that once. So I'm all out of all of my positions. So it was a pretty good. Yesterday was also a pretty good trade. Jared, how are you doing, buddy?
Sorry, he's having issues right now with his webcam. He's trying to fix them.
He's trying to put up, make the hairs. All right, guys. Awesome. Yeah, a link for the Vancouver meetup, guys. So essentially, Bearable Traders TEDx / I'm going to send it to. It will redirect to a new link, but you can actually use this one. So the cost is including everything, not hotel, including everything. Yeah. So all right, so that's a pretty awesome trading day. I'm very, very happy. Yesterday also had a very big day. Today was a very big day. God bless United States of America with this market volatility. There is no market in the world that is giving this volatility. Amazing trades, Paris. Can also send a link for Paris course as well, guys, because we did talk about it. So Paris course is also super important if you guys want to have it. Yeah, really, God bless United States of America. Like, I love this country, man. This is amazing. Like, so Paris course, Abiel or Fatima, if you have the link for Paris course, and then there is a discount code as well. Paris can also give you a discount for it as well. You know, again, I've never seen anybody who comes to me and say it wasn't worth it. I'm gonna do the recap. I have a meeting at 7:30 with the prop firm. After that, I'm gonna do the recap as well. So Lenny, over to you because I need to really jump off until the our buddy comes.
All right.
Yeah, Lenny, can you just stay on for a little bit until Jared can
Definitely.
join us? Great.
I'm gonna share my screen as well again, so we can go a little bit to the, for example, through the watch list of today and the price action. Could do some price action reading. But it was a fun day with PLTR. Right, this like I said, this opening range break traders. We're looking for volatility, momentum.
Oh, I got
volume.
Jared. I think we're good.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, it was a pleasure trading with all you guys. Hi, Jared. And hopping off. Tomorrow trading again with you guys. So have a great day all. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jared. How are you doing? I'm not seeing any audio from you. Are you on mute?
Yes, I am on mute.
There we go.
All right. So audio levels are good?
Yep. Hear you loud and clear. Clear.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. We're really excited for a webinar later this afternoon, hosted by myself. And we're looking into one of the tools that has become kind of in focus for, I would say, both intraday trading and swing general option trading. But tonight's webinar is going to be very focused on sort of the intraday side and how we can leverage the information that this tool provides. So the tool in focus is of course Spot Gamma. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because there's a few things here I'd like to showcase. Just making sure I got the right screen. And let's do this. Perfect. Okay. Screen one. Okay. So as we just saw, and I think Andrew kind of highlighted the core trade, but in essence, a lot of people were trading the same thing and sort of had the same logic behind the trade. But the tool in question is, of course, Spot Gamma. And what we were looking at is the earnings reaction from PLTR. We knew PLTR was going to be in play. We obviously knew that the earnings were putting the market into a bullish state. We were pretty much gapping over all the known levels on PLTR from a technical sense. And really the only thing left to do was try and figure out what sort of targets might be in focus today, because as the stock maybe got set up for potentially an opening range rally, we wanted to know how far to expect price to go. So here I have the Spot Gamma sort of equity hub section. And you'll notice that there's a couple of bits of information here. We have things like particular price levels that would have had large impact had the stock gone maybe to the downside. There's things like these key gamma strike prices at 40. There's something called a hedge wall, which I'll talk about later today in the strategy webinar at 39.50, and then a put wall at 38. But that's really not where we were looking. We obviously gapped up this morning, and we were looking to the upside, trying to think about how far to project the move to the upside. And as you can see, the only key level here was, of course, at 50. Now, this kind of makes things a little simple for us because we know psychological prices are really good. They kind of act as magnets for the intraday trader. Plus, and I'll bring over just a normal view of what most option traders can see through something known as the option series, or just an option, basically just the option series for the stock. We knew going into PLTR this morning that there was already a lot of high open interest at 50 from yesterday's earnings. So already we kind of had this sense that they might be looking at this level and potentially targeting it. And as intraday traders, our job is to, of course, get a position before we get to these targets so we can make some money and obviously capture the distance between the two. The volume coming into 50 is another confirmation, but most of this information we're trying to put together in pre-market, so we don't have the volume quite yet. This is just the active market as we currently see it. And what Spot Gamma helped us do was understand that yes, there's going to be a large drive towards this level, but it's also going to be difficult to fully clear. And what I really mean by that is, as you're moving into a physical wall, in this case, we're thinking kind of more metaphorical. If you run into a physical wall, one of the first things that happens is you might hesitate right in front of that wall. If there's enough energy, you'll break down the wall and you'll hopefully, get through it. But after getting through such a big event, you also might exhaust yourself. Just because you broke down a brick wall doesn't mean you're not just going to all of a sudden collapse on the ground a couple of inches beyond it. So it's all about that force needed and the simple fact that we're going to be driving towards this area or this level, along with the idea behind why the stock might be bullish today. And that's, of course, going to be from our all-time high gap up. The fact that the stock even kind of looked a little bearish going into earnings. You'll notice on the more technical side, we were starting to kind of reverse a bit, maybe begin a little bit of a quote-unquote markdown campaign, but earnings said no, and obviously flipped it back around to the bullish side. So you'll also notice just some ways to tackle this stock. I'm not going to go so much into how to trade it. I think Andrew did a great job just positioning towards the idea and then managing through partialing, even doing an ad on a price pullback. But you'll also want to notice other ways you can tackle this through things like your option market itself. So while Spot Gamma provides the option aggregate info and can help us with our trade logic or the trade thesis, really we can take these trade ideas through the equity side, long or short shares, or we can actually go into the option market itself and trade the contracts directly. And I've just gone ahead and brought up the 50 calls since they were the most in focus. And you'll notice that there obviously was a lot of good performance here from that opening drive. So, just kind of highlighting where the bullish momentum kind of started, somewhere around the 4780s. We really got a sense of the breakout about to take place. And then, of course, the 5-minute orb having a lot of follow through. So from start to finish, a lot of that trade logic you'll notice comes from pre-market work. And that's really where spot gamma can, I think, shine for intraday traders, because we're trying to get a sense of this information before the market puts us into that focused state, or maybe that flow state of, do I need to execute here? Do I need to wait for a little bit more confirmation? In the back of your mind, you still have the larger trade idea, and really everything else is about where you get in, how much size do you take, how much risk do you experience on the setup, and then of course, does the trade really come to fruition? One of the hard parts about intraday trading is sometimes you have a good trade idea and it happens tomorrow. So obviously having some really good order flow and volume behind the scenes is very helpful to get to these targets. So hopefully that's kind of helpful, and it kind of gives a little bit of a teaser into what we're going to be discussing later this evening. Not only are we going to be going through some of the other tools throughout Spot Gamma, but we're also going to be talking through how all of these option dynamics really affect the overall market and, of course, the stocks in play. How to use this information when we do have a very key candidate stock, and knowing, should I be targeting this area? Should I be going against this area, maybe once price achieves it, and everything in between, along with just some general examples. Not everything in the option market will give you exactly how the market will move, but it is a much stronger guide than most traders recognize, and just kind of highlighting that through the use of spot gamma. So hopefully that's going to be worth the while in that case, and I hope to see a lot of attendance later this afternoon. Given that I'm the presenter, obviously attendance is crucial. So please do join. Let's see, I think the link is available through our webinar page. So if you're a BBT member already, you can just join using the webinar page, and the time frame for it is going to be, forgive me, I'm trying to convert times in back of my mind, 8 o'clock Eastern, so 7 o'clock Central for me. So that should be about it. Just a quick little synopsis and teaser there, and congrats to all the PLTR bulls this morning. So any questions? Got a couple minutes specifically about tonight's strategy webinar, or anything with regards to the PLTR trade. Let's see. I think I got all the general questions. The time, all of our strategy webinars, unless otherwise stated, are usually at the 8 o'clock Eastern time frame. So unless we have a special presenter who's maybe in a different time zone. Okay, not really seeing. Is it also interesting as a beginning option trader? I think so, because whether you're a beginning option trader or just a newer trader, having data that is more poignant to how the market wants to behave is an effective way of being a participant in the market and making money. The irony of a lot of what we do intraday, or maybe over a couple of days worth of work, the market's going to move however it needs to move. We just need to be there for things that make sense to us, and this tool allows for some of that data to be highlighted in a way that traders might not have through their other platforms. One thing that's really crucial for me is just kind of knowing that, hey, the technicals in the market might be saying this, but everything else is saying the opposite, or vice versa. Maybe they are confirming each other. And when you think about technical setups versus maybe like the background information of maybe the option world or just the equity world, whatever happens is going to be the truth. So the technicals might have said one thing, and we'll just say that the setup failed or succeeded in the future. Usually when it's a bullish setup and it succeeds, you get nice expansion, continuation, whatever. In PLTR's case, the irony is that it was actually looking a little bearish, at least into the earnings. And what's really important is this information was available yesterday. It's not as if a bunch of traders all of a sudden jumped on the 50s just today, although we do have those traders. The option OI was saying 50 yesterday. So even though PLTR was trading, kind of lower in its range and potentially looking for some downside, I mean, no one would have looked at this part of the market and said bullish per se. They might have said neutral or, potentially a little bearish if we break down. The truth of the matter is that's not what the options were saying. And as you can see, the options highlighted today and made today the truth. Now we get to experience that as intraday traders, but if you were to take an option trade yesterday, what would you have done? You might have also leaned into the idea that we're going to 50, even though the technical said otherwise. So that's kind of where you can get some benefit is, whether you take shares, whether you decide to do an option spread or anything like that, all that information coming through the option side can be helpful. How could I use this as a breakout swing trader? Knowing that the option market is looking for targets above your swing high. So if you want to take the breakout when the technicals hit, you can, but you could also say, I'm going to anticipate the breakout because they're looking for a target above the swing high, the technical one, whatever it happens to be. So you could do it that way too. Let's see, and just going back to YouTube really quickly.
Is that a picture of Carlos?
Yeah, Carlos is my background.
Can we see that again?
Yeah, of course.
Carlos, the science guy.
Gotta have something. Yeah, you gotta have something giving you props all throughout the day. He's always on one screen at least. And then last question on YouTube from Joel. Can you use the same strategies and options as you do on stocks, or is it completely different strategies? You can be bullish or bearish through very simple long call, long put type strategies. You can also do things that are a little dynamic, but still have a bullish lean or a bearish lean. They're just going to have differences in how the risk to reward is presented. And it's also true that sometimes the market can move in your favor. With the right option strategy, you can make a lot more than someone who might have just taken shares, especially from the RVR perspective. So, for every 100 shares of PLTR, I'm basically taking $100 risk per dollar the stock moves. That's not true with the option contracts, and that can accelerate, especially if you're in the winning position. So, these 50 calls can really highlight it, but even something as simple as a 45 call, yesterday they were trading for, $1.50 a contract. Today they're obviously trading for $500 or $600 a contract. So, the difference in that premium and the difference in the RVR, based on the risk you might have taken for the trade idea, is significant. So, but the equity side is just powerful. It's just linear as opposed to dynamic. So, okay, well, I think we're good there. So appreciate the time. Feel free to join me tonight for the strategy webinar. And as always, trade safe. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week so far. Looking forward to more volatility in the market in the next couple days.